let's go in order from back at the beginning. Yeah, a lot of this is really, really, really good. I'm just gonna use my stool. That works. We're gonna frame it up. That's good. Yeah, perfect. Is this okay for you? I don't want to be too close. Okay. Yeah, no, really, really, really good. Let's think first movement in that first spot. I think the piano early on to start could be way less. You have to think about it's if you were by yourself, that would be good, but there's going to be, this is the big Schubert, there's going to be probably 6 to 8 of you. So it has to be a cumulative piano between the 8 of you. So it's really, piano is really driven as close. Double piano is as quiet as you can go while still getting a little bit of core tone from the string, you know? And piano is just barely above that. I would try it just at the beginning and just try to get core tone from the string, get the fundamental, and then just go one baby level higher above that and just stay there. It's a really, really hard skill to cultivate, but it's super important because it's in everything. You're going to see piano all the time, and staying piano and really forcing it, even when other people aren't doing it correctly, is really important. It's what makes people really, really good. Everybody can play loud, but it's really, really hard to cultivate that really covered piano tone that still has tone and quality to it. So try just the beginning. Just right in the bucket there. Yeah, that's the dynamic space you need to occupy. Try that for a while and stay piano. Try like 16 bars of it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's the basic idea. And you're one of the ways you did that was by coming up the string a little bit, which is good. But if there's another way, you can do it by just taking the weight away, and then that'll allow you to stay a little bit closer to the bridge, even when you're piano, and you can still get more articulation. You can get an orchestral articulation even in piano by just trying to take the weight away and using less speed. So try one more time, stay near the end of the fingerboard, maybe tip the hair slightly so that you're not flat hair, so that you can take off some of that, take your foot off the gas in that way as well. And then move out just an inch or two past the balance point and just make everything a little smaller so that you're carrying that weight. Try one more time. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's got that immediacy of articulation that's going to really help. You'll be blending the core of your tone, but then the still articulate beginning and ends of notes will help you blend everything together as a section. It works really nicely that way. It's just really hard to cultivate. It just comes after doing it for a really long time. And then the other spot in this, when you have the crescendo, I think you crescendo, you were up in the mezzo area really early in this excerpt, and I think you really, if this gets called, it's going to be so that they can see that you can start piano, stay piano, and then pace a nice long crescendo, right? So even when you have these accents, that's like a caret that's still within piano, so it's only coming up into the mezzo area and then immediately back down, right? But then in this crescendo, it's nice. Do you see where I mean where it goes to the high E? Right? I would actually use that caret in the note before it to go into as quiet as you can play, so that it gives you more space to do the crescendo. Like if you're at a 2 or a 3 even at piano, right? Make your accent at a 4 or a 5 and come all the way back down to 1, so that you have all this room to grow up from 1 to, what is it? Double forte, so 10, 9, and then you have 10 for the forzatos, right? So you go all the way from the bottom and all the way to the top. But if you're kind of cruising at 2 or 3 where you can keep the tone consistent, use that accent, come all the way down, and then build all the way up, right? I think that's a really good way to do it, because it takes advantage of the fact that your dynamic range is relatively limited on the bass. So anytime you can sort of use the magic trick to make it go across the whole dynamic range, it's better. Good. Those are my only real comments in the first movement here. Let's go into the scherzo. The tempo was really, really solid. Careful of your counting in those measures before A. There were some, they were coming a little close. Most people, I don't think, will mind if you don't count those 8 measures and then the 6 afterwards. Like if you come in on the measure, it'll be okay. But there was digga 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 dum dum. It was like just a little early. Just make sure that you're not too quick to the punch there. Bump, bump, bump. At that point, it becomes like this sort of graceful waltz feeling, and you're going into the different material. So you want, some recordings will even kind of slow down there. Bum, 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 right, and it'll sort of have a different flavor to it, but it definitely can't rush forward. When you have forzandos at the ends of phrases, like the last quarter note before the repeat, and then the very final E flat, add some left hand so that your sforzando is done. You were done on time, and it was the right articulation in the right hand, but it kind of went wah, right? And if you add in a little bit of brilliance in the left hand, boom, you can make that sound sort of bloom. And it'll continue, even though you've done it correctly, you'll get that sort of glow that comes around the note. That's a really nice end to a phrase, even when it's ending in double forte forzando, right? So just incorporate a little left hand. Try the last 3 measures, bum, 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 and take time and make sure you get 5 or 6. Keep vibrating after the note's done, you know? Yeah, it could even be a little shorter, like a quarter note with a line on it, and then your left hand plays a dotted half note. Yes, yeah, and even a little more speed at the beginning. Young, right, that's what the Z is. Zand, it's a little extra middle of note with a little extra speed. That sounds way better than what came out sort of the first time. It's very, the other way is very sort of oompa, you know? That has a really nice ending to it. It'll make people be like, oh, that was nice, you know? Good. What was your plan? I didn't see, because I was looking off from the side, to get up to those high A's.
I was doing some.
You're kind of jumping for it? Yeah, it works. It works.
For the F sharp and for the E, it
yeah.
was thumb.
Yeah, I think it works well. If you can make the stretch from E to A, I think that works great. You have to be careful of the speed. For me, that note tends to squeak because you're moving up on the 4th, and I end up having to go da, da, and speed up in the bow a little faster to avoid that squeak. Good. Can I see that again? Just try from letter B. Good. It's a lot better. The intonation going up to the A's is great. Just a couple things I would focus on. That immediate change to piano needs to be as much as you can make it. Right? As if you even have to ghost that very last 8th note to get all the way down, that's an acceptable substitute. But it can't be it can't be in the mezzo area. There can just be no doubt that you're going from double forte all the way down to piano. It's really nasty, which is why this gets called all the time. It's immediate shift. And if you're the one that sticks out, people will notice in the section, and it's gonna be a deal breaker in an audition situation. So that needs, almost of anything else, that needs kind of the most attention in this spot, just because it's so crucial. it's really close, but I think you can do more, and I think you can be more immediate about it. And that's just going to come from being able to go da 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 da, and then immediately picking up the arm weight and taking away the speed without da 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 da, without adding a bunch of tension, right? Just da 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 da, and then just starting to glide from there. It's really really hard, but that's the skill that needs to come, and then. I think you kind of miss the pace of the crescendo in this one. Put a big line or start a bracket in there where it starts, right? Because it starts in a non-intuitive place. And it starts like mid-phrase, and it makes no sense if you think about it that way, but it just needs to pace a little bit more organically. It started piano, it stayed piano, and then it kind of got immediately mezzo and then went to forte real quick. And I think if you really think of this as a long line, that saves some at the end, but it has to start kind of on time. And then I like your fingering, but in this da 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 da, give a little extra to the quarter notes. You're getting da 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 just a little bit, and it's breaking the line. And that could just a little bit more connection in the left hand. Maybe even just practicing left hand alone. So you get da 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 da. I like to think of just one wiggle of vibrato just to keep my hand grounded onto the quarter note a little bit longer. Otherwise, you will get da 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 because you're shifting through the slurs, right? But I think that's the right way to go in terms of fingering. It just needs a lot of extra tension that doesn't get clipped off. Good. Yeah, you have to drop. We have some for double forte. Yeah, this works very well. Let's go look at fourth movement. I think more so than the speed, or maybe because it's so fast, I think the stroke is a little too heavy. I really think it needs to be kind of Mozart, more in the Mozart area than in the Beethoven trio area. It's a little too, I would even say it's too off the string, because when it really gets rolling, it's going to be all on. That's even that saute stroke it's a legato stroke that's happening so fast that the bow starts to tumble, and then it'll go off the string kind of by itself, but it's not thought of as a spiccato. I wouldn't be trying to play spiccato most of this movement. I would be trying to keep it on, but sort of pointing, kind of like last movement of Mozart 40, right? When it's really fast, it's just going to stay on the string, and you're going to feel that flex between the hair and the stick, but the bow doesn't really leave the string too much in the eighth note and the triplet stroke. I think the quarter note strokes need more pop. Bum, 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 right? That can come off the string when you get to those quarter notes to really articulate. Try that last run of quarter notes before the triplets. Take a few bars before that, dum, diddle-dum, diddle-dum, dum, bum, bum, and then come off and get a little bit more air under that. Bum, 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 bum. Think almost an eighth and a rest. Still a little short, still a little long. This will be fun. I haven't played all day. Right, so your triplet's gonna be right, and then when you switch to the eighth. Have a little, let it really come off, come from above on the quarters for sure. Yeah, totally, that works great. That'll just give it, that becomes more a blending issue. It's fine when you're by yourself and it's fine in the practice room, but when there's 8 of you, it's just going to be a wash. If it doesn't have bum, 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 just putting some air under it will help it blend. And then the second part, I had basically the same, the same moments. Did you try the shoe shine?
No.
Dun, 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 dun. When you go faster at certain tempos, it might work better. Like it's definitely on that very hairy edge where you can pull off the shoe shine when it's in performance tempo, but some people can do it, and it's maybe worth considering. You'll have to work in a double up, dun 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 up down, right, to get to a longer eighth on the end. It might be worth it. It's tough with the string crossings. I think I remember going down, down, up, like hooking the first beat because it has that string crossing, and then going to shoe shines after that, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right, and doing like a combo of it because the string crossings are challenging in the shoe shine pattern. Something to think about, but I did like the way you did it. Just keep in mind that it really needs to motor when you're doing this in real life. No, really, really good. Yeah. Does anybody else have feedback? Okay, yeah, great job.